Guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. So the other day I was just scrolling through eBay and this listing caught my eye, and when I opened it I saw an iMac for $150. It's not the latest M1 chip or anything. It was a 2009 iMac, but the specifications were not stated. It was just stated as a 2009 iMac, and the physical condition was pretty good. It was relatively new despite its age. So what I did, I decided to buy it. But after paying also, I was still very unsure whether I made a good deal or what, because we might never know what's the condition of it. I did not text the seller or anything. I was just quite anxious because I thought I've wasted $150, because $150 for a working one, it's okay, but $150 for a non-working one, or maybe there's some deficits. But after that I got the iMac, and now I've been using it for like a week, so it was working. In the end it was working. Today we're going to do all the Geekbench, and we're going to do all the graphics tests, and of course I'm going to share with you guys my experience of using it. So I've been using this for like 2 weeks now. So now let's get started. So here's the iMac, and now first let's take a look at the hardware of the iMac. We have the optical CD drive here. I think it was supported until the 2011 iMac. They had the optical CD drive, and here on the top we have the air vents. Here we have some ports. This is the headphone jack, and these are 4 USB ports, and this is a Firewire port. This is a mini DVI, and this is definitely Ethernet. This is the power button. There's a great variety of ports to have in an iMac. It's a pity that the new iMacs don't have it. So now with that said and done, let's turn this iMac on. Well, there it is. The iMac is turned on and it's booting. So let's wait for it to load in. Okay, so now we are inside the iMac. First, let's take a look at the technical specifications. So the iMac is 21.5-inch iMac. It's a late 2009 model, like I said before. It's an Intel Core 2 Duo, and the memory is 8 GB. So 8 GB of memory is actually really good. And the graphics is NVIDIA GeForce 9400 256 MB. So now let's take a look at the storage. This is where the best part comes. This is a 1 TB model, which is a really good for this deal. Of course, I got it for $150, and I got a 1 TB of storage. It's a HDD. It's not SSD. But of course 1 TB of storage is always good enough. And of course I'm not going to use it as a daily driver. I'm just going to use it just to browse something, or want to watch YouTube, or if I want to do something on a bigger screen, then only I'll use this. So now let's go to memory. The memory is 8 GB, 4 RAM slots in this iMac, like you can see here. So of course the support and everything is gone because this is an 11 years old iMac. Here's where I got a really good offer for this. So there you can see Microsoft Office. I don't really need Microsoft Office, but it's a good thing that it came with one. Of course I did not pay for it. This was already paid for by the previous owner. Now let's move on to the Geekbench, the graphics and the CPU test. So now after you guys have seen the specifications of this iMac, I just downloaded Geekbench this morning, so I do not have an idea of what results we are going to get. So I'm also going to see it together with you guys. So now let's get started and open Geekbench now. So the test for the CPU is running. After the CPU, we'll run the Geekbench for the compute. And there we have it, the scores for the Geekbench. So it's got a 433 for single core and 784 for multi-core. Okay, that wasn't what I was really expecting for. I was expecting the single core to go above 500 and the multi-core around 800. So I tried running the compute, and the compute was incompatible. It said the compute was incompatible for this device. I do not know why. You guys can see it here. Yep. So it says no compatible devices found, which I do not know why. It should be able to run. Just ran a Geekbench, and the fans are blasting at full speed right now. I don't think you guys can hear it, but it's actually blasting at full speed. Now with the Geekbench done, let's move on to test the graphics. For the graphics, we are going to use Bench. This has been very reliable for me. So now let's start the test. The Bench is done. So the CPU score is 251 and the RAM score is 156. Okay, so the scores aren't going to tell us much, but the speeds are. So the RAM speed is 5711 megabytes per second, which is really good for RAM this old. But the bummer comes with the hard disk score. This has a write speed of 105 megabytes and a read speed of 105 megabytes also. So the problem with hard disk is that they are very slow, and the test shows it. So now we are done with the test. As you can see, it's a bit frozen, and the iMac is actually hot to the touch. There was actually a problem. After I run the Geekbench score, for some reason the bottom dock was minimized. I don't know why. The settings were changed. So now I'm going to get it back, and the fans are running at full speed. So now let's move on to the audio test. Now we are going to test the speakers. I'm going to put this at full volume. Let me just put it at full volume, and now we are going to play the sound. But always the past, only thing I did was take out the trash. Now it's much harder to laugh, hard to get up and no work on my craft. That was a pretty loud speaker for this iMac. The speakers are actually really good on this iMac. I actually use this to play a lot of music here and there, do my workouts and all, and that was really good. So I'll give this 8 out of 10. The speaker's done. Now let's talk about the issues the iMac is facing. So the main issue that I was facing when I use this iMac to play a lot of music, especially when it's running at, so now it's running at 720p. When I move it up to 1080p, which is HD, there you can see the buffering here. Okay, yeah, there you see the video starts lagging. So this iMac thermal throttles very easily. To tackle this problem, I have to pause this video and I have to go back. So there we go. I went back and I played it. Oh, see, yeah, it's throttling again. So it's throttling again. I'll have to refresh the page and I'll have to run it again. There you see, it's not lagging anymore, and it's at 1080p. And of course, as for the heat, the chassis is very hot. It gets very hot, especially the top of the chassis. It gets very hot. But for some reason, I find this iMac very weird, because when I use it for around 1 hour, it starts thermal throttling and the chassis gets very hot. But if I continue using it for a few hours, the thermal throttling reduces and the heat also reduces. But of course, the fan speed increases. The fan keeps running on the background, which is very noisy, but it doesn't thermal throttle or it doesn't lag. That was really surprising. I don't know how that happens, but that was something I faced when I was using this iMac for a week. So now some of you might be thinking, should I get this iMac? Is this a good deal? So first of all, of course, this is a very good deal for this iMac. This can't be used as a main device. So is this worth $150? Well, the answer is yes, it is worth. For $150, the screen size and everything it's worth it. But of course, it does come with a few disadvantages, like thermal throttling very fast. It thermal throttles like within 5 minutes of use. That's bad. If you ask me, I've been using this and it's really worth it. If you want to watch like Netflix or YouTube on a bigger screen, then yeah, this is a great iMac. Speakers are also great. But of course, I don't recommend you getting the 2009 iMac. Of course, if you spend like $50 more, you can go for the 2011, which is better, and you might have lesser thermal throttling. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys like it. So I've just changed my style of reviewing products these days. So I hope you guys like it. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.